Hey everybody, my name is Kelly. So yeah, I'm one of the hostesses for our 3-day challenge here, and I just wanted to take some time to talk to you because I want you to know my story. I want you to hear what it was that brought my family and I to Plexus and what our experience was like. I just believe that in God's economy, every meeting is a divine appointment. And I think that some of the things that I have to share with you today, while it might not really be your story or be something that you uniquely identify with, it might make you think of someone that you know. And so I figured, hey, it's worth it. I'm going to tell you what our story is and just give you a chance to think about how it might apply and if it would be a blessing to you or to someone else. So, Plexus hit our radar about 4 years ago. It was our youngest daughter, Piper, who at that time was a junior in high school. She was 17. She had heard about it through our youth pastor's wife. And that is a woman that I love and trust, a woman of integrity. And Piper came to me and she said, "Mom, would you look at this?" Excuse me. "I think it might be something that could help me." So what I want you to know is that Piper's issues when she was 17 had nothing to do with being physically fit. She was very fit. She was running cross country. She was high academic achiever. She was taking AP, IB classes in high school. The absolute picture of health if you looked at her from the outside. But what you couldn't see from the outside and what she was really dealing with was a debilitating anxiety and depression. And it was something that had really begun to make its presence known during her junior year. And y'all, my background is in nursing. My husband is a pastor. I want you to know that we did everything we could think of to support her physically, emotionally, spiritually, in every arena. We tried to feed her well and to pray over her and to speak scripture over her, to try to strengthen her in every possible way that we knew that we could do, what was available to us. And I'll tell you that darkness, it just wasn't lifting. And y'all, I don't care if you are 5 or 50. Nobody likes to see their baby cry. Nobody does. And so for Piper, what we were seeing, y'all, is that she'd get up in the morning and she would go to school and she'd get through her school day. She was working part-time jobs after school and also going to cross-country practice. So, she was totally on the go. She was out there doing the things. And when she would come home, she would crash. She would just crash, fall asleep. Sometimes if she wasn't, if it was a day she wasn't working or at practice, she would sleep until supper time. And then she'd wake up and eat supper, and then she'd go to her room and she'd tackle her homework and she'd go to sleep and wash, rinse, repeat. Same thing over and over. But there was very, very, very little joy in her life. So what we began to see was that there were these periods, these seasons where she would absolutely, literally, bottom out. She would hit a really, really low place. And y'all, I was just buffaloed as I just didn't know. I didn't know how to help her. I didn't know what to do. And we would see those seasons of just really bottoming out whenever she was under periods of intense stress, whether it was academic, papers due, major test, or running cross-country meets. That's when she would be at her very lowest. And so, y'all, with a background in nursing, I was just raised in this era where the doctor's always right. And I'll be completely honest with you, I didn't know anything about gut health. I really didn't. It wasn't something that they taught when I was in nursing school. And so when she asked me to look at Plexus, and it was in, conjunction with the gut health side of things, y'all, I just didn't even know what I was saying yes to. But what I did know, I knew that the Lord was saying this, do this, and do it now, and do it with her. And I was like, yes, sir, I will do it. Even though I didn't really know what I was signing up for, what we were getting into, I just knew in my soul that this was the right thing to do for her. And so we both began on the Triplex, which is our gut health system, and that's 3 products. It's the Slim, the pink drink that you're familiar with. It is ProBio 5, which is our stellar probiotic that brings 5 strains of good flora into your system that you need to thrive. And it also contains 3 digestive enzymes and an antifungal that work to help remove the bad gut bugs that are causing so much trouble. And then the third component is a product called BioCleanse, and don't let the name scare you, because even as a teacher, that was pretty scary to me, but it's not that kind of cleanse. It's a very gentle magnesium-based supplement that helps to detoxify your system, support all your detox systems, which is your liver, your kidneys, your GI tract, helps to sweep away all the things, all the icky stuff that the ProBio 5 is cleaning out. So that's what we both started with, and this is what I said. I said, honey, let's do it. Let's be consistent. Let's do it every day for 3 months. And at the end of 3 months, if we don't like what we see, then we'll just walk away. Y'all, it didn't take 3 months. It didn't. It was 3 weeks. 3 weeks, and I saw this phenomenal change in our daughter. It was like watching this really tightly bound bud just blossom into this beautiful flower. It was literally like watching her wake up again, watching her wake up. So on her side of things, she's like, okay, I'm feeling better. This is great. She, at one point, was even standing at the door in the kitchen and looking back at me over her shoulder saying, bye, Mom. Are you okay with me being gone all the time like this? And I'm like, yes, I'm okay with that. This is what I wanted for you. I wanted you to be bright and happy and cheerful and out there living your life and living it big and enjoying your friends. And on the inside, for me, on the other side, I'm like, what kind of magic is this? What is this? What is this stuff that has made such a change in her? Like, drastic change. So, I began to dig in and do a lot of research because I wanted to understand it, y'all. And what I know now that I didn't know then is that in Piper's situation, number one, she was cesarean born. That means she didn't pass through the birth canal. She didn't get seeded with all the good bacteria that babies get from their mamas when they are born vaginally. That didn't happen. Between her birth and her first birthday, it was ear infection after ear infection, and after that, it was tonsils and sinuses. That child had so many antibiotics from infancy forward that her gut was a wreck, and I didn't even know it. I really didn't know it. I remember in 2nd grade, and she was in a reading group, and she got real stressed out about it, and I'm like, this one's tightly wound. Nope. It wasn't so much that. It's that in utero, a baby's brain and their tummy develop side by side. And one goes north and the other one goes south, but they never ever lose that super highway of communication called the vagal nerve. We call it now the gut-brain axis. We know now that whatever impacts the tummy impacts the brain. Whatever impacts the brain impacts the tummy. And guys, you know this. I mean, we've all heard about fight or flight, right? So think about it. When Piper was in situations where she was really stressed out, whether it was exams or cross-country meet, what happens to an athlete when they're about to take off and run and compete? Woo! The flight part of that adrenaline rush. That adrenaline, 50% of it is released straight into the gut. And I now know that adrenaline is like a match to gasoline for all the overgrowth of the bad gut bugs that were causing her so much trouble. So when we were seeing her bottom out in times of stress, that's because she was depleted of all the nutrients that her brain needed to process and to be at its best, to be getting all the nutrients from her microbiome that it needed to do things well. So trying not to get too sciencey here or to downplay it either. But guys, here's what I want you to know. Whatever we do that impacts our gut health And that's what the gut health system with the triplex does. Whatever we do to improve our gut health, it's going to improve everything head to toe, because we are all one intricately connected system. Guys, we did, prior to Plexus, we did take Piper to see a pediatric psychiatrist because he was recommended by a counselor and they said, you know what, she needs antidepressants. We've got to do something to help her. Let's give her some antidepressants. And y'all, we did that. And that sweet daughter of ours sat there on the couch in that doctor's office and endured some really brutal sessions while he was probing, digging, trying to uncover her triggers. What was it that put her in such a dark place? And y'all, all she could say with tears just dripping off her chin was, I don't know. I don't know. But we do know now. Now we know. Now we know that gut health changed everything. We did take her off of all the medication that the psychiatrist had prescribed. It didn't make a difference anyway. I didn't see it helping her at all. But what I did see was that she came back to life and that she was restored to us and to our family. There were times that I wasn't sure that I would wake up in the morning and she would still be alive. It was that dark. Or if I had to work late in the evenings, if I came home, if she would still be with me when I got home. It was that bad. But y'all, God brought these products to our family, and he gave me the willingness to say yes to something I didn't fully understand, and I'm so grateful that I do understand it now. But let me just fast forward and tell you, this baby girl is 22 years old now. She is finishing up her senior year at the University of Georgia. She is thriving. She is bright and happy and healthy. She's done incredibly well in college. It's like she has been given a second life and she's embraced it completely. And it's been so, so good. So good. And we give God all the praise and the glory and the thanksgiving for what he did in delivering our daughter from darkness to light and blessing her by restoring her gut health. And that changed everything. So y'all, I pray that this is an encouragement to you. Just real quick, on my side of things, I've got a good story to share too, but it's just gravy compared to Piper's, but y'all, it's good gravy. I will tell you that first month on the triplex, I didn't see the scales move at all. Not at all. I will tell you that I'd lost 9 inches though, from my neck, my upper arms, my tummy, my bottom, my thighs. I was like neck to knees, 9 inches. Whew. Inflammation leaving the body, and it was that, y'all, that convinced me on my side of the things that this wasn't hype, that there really is something to the whole thing about gut health. The end of the story for me, I'm 35 pounds lighter than I was 4 years ago. Y'all, that is 35 pounds that has not even tried to come back, not even a little bit. And I am super grateful for that. My knees are grateful, my ankles, my hips, my back, everything that's connected is just it's so much better. No more daily headaches, taking Advil all the time, no more reflux, taking omeprazole twice daily, that's gone. I don't have that anymore. Anyway, I could go on and on about that part. These are the things that I want you to think about though. I want you to look for while you're doing your trial this week. How are you feeling with that Slim? Are you noticing that your mind is clear? Are you noticing that you've got better mental control, that war between the ears over what you're eating, what you're reaching for? I pray that you are. Guys, there's so much more to share, but I just really, really wanted you to hear our story and understand why I am so passionate about what Plexus offers. Best company ever. Best compensation plan ever. Oh my goodness, they are so generous to reward us richly. Anyway, I hope this has been a blessing to you. I hope it's been an encouragement to you. Maybe you've got questions. Guys, ask me anything. I'm a total open book, and I would love to answer your questions and just share more with you if you want to know more. So thanks for your time. Thank you for listening. And I just pray that you are so blessed this week. Okay, love y'all.